go to a sauna today?
A what?
Sauna?
Now that the cold is coming, there's sheeple idiots getting ready to go to the sauna. People who do this are just as retarded as vegans.
There you have it, Milk Jar. From Gators himself. You're a sheep and a vegan. No, but seriously, how funny is it that Gators pretty much throws everyone under the bus? Everyone loved it when he called vegans mentally insane, but now that he calls a large part of his own audience sheeple over the things they like and don't like, insignificant stuff like their music taste, their choice of hobbies, they're suddenly shocked and appalled. Oh wow, what a control freak, what a judgmental person. This malnourished vegan brain of mine saw this coming from a mile away. You know, I think Gators is a funny guy. Often not by his own intent, but I think I could get along with his dark sense of humor. I bear no hatred towards him. Although I do think he's insane, and I foresee that he might end up killing someone. But other than that, he's such a bore. Goddess, you're such a boring person. Has Luna ever told you you're boring? Or is that an epiphany that has yet to set in? I mean, all you want to do is sit on the floor, eat meat, listen to black metal, and throw a frisbee around. That's your life. But then when one of your friends brings up an idea to do something else for a change, you basically consider them mentally ill for it. Or well, not basically, literally. They're like vegans now according to your own words. Also, labeling people is one thing, but what you did to Ludwig, that's really shitty. That guy really looked up to you. And he really, really respected you. I mean, look at this.
And this guy doesn't care at all how much you appreciate him or how much gratitude you can show this guy. I made a YouTube video about him, I made an Instagram post with him, I had a jolly good time with him, I helped him with some things, I even sent him my fucking blood.
Wait, I didn't quite catch that last bit. What did you send him?
I even sent him my fucking blood.
Okay, weird. But Gators, this is no way to treat a friend. Have some decency and learn to respect the ideas of others, even if you don't agree with them. I mean, Jesus Christ, you're almost 30. What a way to behave. But enough roasting, let's actually address this argument.
Now that the cold is coming, there's sheeple idiots getting ready to go to the sauna.
Gators' argument against saunas is that they are too warm and you, his malnourished viewers, cannot appreciate the cold of your natural habitat. Therefore, you're mentally ill. Well, first of all, I have a video, two actually, where I showcase that I personally do somewhat well in the cold as a vegan.
This is so fucking easy! What the fuck, I can basically do this all the time.
But hey, I'm sure you could do that too, right Gators?
Such as Finnish pussies who can't take the cold.
Yeah, tell them the facts, you meat-eating snow warrior. By the way, nice thick coat, Gators. Gotta make sure to cover up your neck real good. You don't want to risk some psychopath biting you in the carotenoid artery.
Put your arms around them and bite them.
Oh, by the way, where have you been for the coldest months of the year? Oh yeah, that's right. You went to the mostly cozy, warm state of California and protested against veganism in a wife beater.
I was cold as fuck.
I can do fine in the cold, but I love saunas. They're nice, they're a great place to come to relax. Traditionally, they're considered to be a great place to bond with comrades. No homo. And it's every young girl's wildest fantasy to fuck in one of them. As interesting as that might sound, don't give in to it. They'll let you do all the work anyway. Even if it was their own goddamn idea. There's a reason why there's something like siesta people. Oh right, saunas. I personally don't go in them because I'm cold. More often I go in them because it's a nice environment to be in. Again, it's relaxing.
You expose yourself to 70 to 100 degrees, which you would never in a million fucking years find in nature, especially in winter.
Except you would. Now, saunas have not been around for too long, sure thing, but hot springs have. And we have enjoyed those since the moment we discovered them. The temperature of natural hot springs differ greatly, but on average they're 62 degrees Celsius, from what I can tell. As much of research I've done into them. And guess what? Most of us really do enjoy hot springs. They're hella relaxing, and you can definitely find them at temperatures much higher than 100 degrees Celsius. Sure, at that point they're not fit for us to bathe in, but they do exist. And saunas are typically far below 100 degrees Celsius as what you're giving up anyway. 70 to 90 degrees is far more common. And even then, you'd have to sit upright at the very top to experience that temperature. As for hot springs, well, I don't need to explain that 62 degrees Celsius is not a usual temperature for us to be in. It's downright unnatural, right? Well, actually, you have something like snow monkeys. These are monkeys that enjoy living in colder areas. 23 degrees Celsius is the warmest their natural habitat ever gets. But typically, they live in freezing temperatures where it can get as cold as minus 15 degrees Celsius. They have an extra thick fur coat, but guess what? They enjoy hot springs. They love them. They don't spend all their time in them. They usually rather be cold, but they still love them. What now? Are these monkeys mentally ill? Come now.
Degenerate sickos.
Now, I will say that these monkeys typically enjoy hot springs at temperatures far lower than 60 degrees Celsius, and enjoying them is in fact behavior they learned from people. Monkey see, monkey do. But unlike us, they do have an
Extra thick
coat that they wear at any given time. The temperature difference they experience is more or less the same. And yes, it's learned behavior. But guess what? Besides hot springs, snow monkeys also hug each other to stay warm.
Ha! Malnourished mentally ill monkeys. If you'd eat raw butter, you would stay warm in the winter.
As it has been proven, and this is common sense anyway, saunas increase cortisol because of how stressed your body is. You lose a lot of water, which dehydrates you. It dries out your skin. You can hardly breathe. Just look at anybody who does it. They are literally dying and stressing their lungs.
So, otherwise, you might want to bring up that hot springs are different from saunas. First of all, the bad symptoms, and some of them are bad, but everything you get from saunas, you get the same thing from hot springs. It raises your heart rate, it raises your cortisol, the steam can affect your ability to breathe. It's more or less the same, but one endows you in water while the other lets you sit in a warm room. But surely hot springs don't dehydrate you, right? Actually, yeah, they do. It's why they advocate you to drink more before and after going to one, just as with a sauna.
There's no exceptions to this.
The sun on our skin feels really nice, but then after a while it starts feeling bad, so you go into the shade. Then the shade cools you off, but then you crave some sunlight again, so you go back into the sun. There are other things humans really enjoy, but we don't do them forever, even if we could. Like sex. It has many health benefits to fuck, but most of us wouldn't do it for much longer than 20 minutes. And that's being generous. What? Don't look at me. 20 minutes? That's barely foreplay for the hormonal mutant that I am. What about swimming? We like swimming. Many of us, we like to play in the water, but most of us wouldn't do it for much longer than a few minutes at a time. It's an exhausting environment to be in. You wouldn't be able to stay there either, obviously. I mean, yeah, you have the Bajaus, the Bajau people, but we don't have the same adaptations as them. Bajaus can dive to depths of 70 meters or 200 feet with nothing but a few weights and a wooden mask. I'll tell you two things though. One, they don't stay there for very long, and 2, if you try to do the same, you'd end up with collapsed lungs. Anyone that has ever had a test dive, you know how extremely weird it feels to be any bit lower than 5 meters underwater. You'd say it's clearly not natural for us to be there, but they do it daily and they love it.
It increases growth hormone, which also means that you will age quicker.
Aging and raising growth hormone. Good when it's an effect of eating animal products, but bad in any other case. Gators, all I have to say to you is...
You're a motherfucking moron!